Well, here we are. Got the one tool hooked up that no farmer ever hopes they have to get out of the shed, but here we are. This field, the low area down here, well, other than like right here, and I don't know, this whole fucking year is bad. We were set up pretty good after that week and a half of planting, and it all literally just went to shit literally overnight. One fucking night, and everything went from good to 180 not worth a fuck. So I'll probably do a little bit more explaining here at the end of the video when I get back to the house. But anyway, I got a hoe basically from the bottom of the hill all the way back. I was out here yesterday for yesterday I went and looked at a lot of fields. I was probably spending anywhere between 20 and 30 minutes at each field poking around with my knife in different spots trying to find seed. And near as I could tell, everything out here is germinated, but there's a deep crust over it. The crust is probably about yay deep now. Because the rain that we got on this was a really incredibly hard driving rain, and most of it didn't even soak in. As you can tell, most of it fucking ran off. Which I'll go into a little more detail here at the end of the video because I want to get rolling here. But long story short, I got this probably 2/3 of this field to do. I had to do a little bit at the field over behind Mom and Dad's, which is where I was doing my test run with that earlier. I had to make some adjustments on the tractor and get the hitch set up for 0 draft because I didn't realize I had it set up in full draft. And apparently when you run a rotary hoe and trying to get down pressure on it, that creates the exact same effect as heavy draft, and it kept trying to pick the rotary hoe up. So I got this, I got that, and I got the end rows and a hill on another field I gotta go do. And the other field that I'd like to do is too wet to get over. So we got rain coming this afternoon, which wasn't supposed to be here. We got rain coming tonight, which they were calling for. We got nice Sunday, and then we got rain all next week. And normally you just wait on the rain and it would bust the crust up, but the way things have been going, every rain we've been getting has been a hard driving rain, which isn't going to do a shitting bit of good for this crust. And if it doesn't turn into anything and we just get some sprinkles out of it, enough to fuck up any ground drying that we've been getting, then it's going to need hoed anyway. So I wanted to get this done this morning before that rain showed up, so that my bases were covered. If we get rain and the crust goes away, all right. If not, it's hoed, and hopefully the shit will come up. And have to let it go for another week and see what I'm gonna have to replant, because I got a feeling there's gonna be some replant this year. So anyhow, and before anybody gives me shit and starts being smart asses, yes, I have a John Deere rotary hoe. And the reason I have a John Deere rotary hoe is because 4 years ago when I was looking for one, all the 15-footers I was finding like I wanted, because I was looking at Deere and IH, and I was really hoping to find a Yetter, because if you look at a Yetter compared to this, it's twice as heavy. But I was looking at Deere and IH, and any of those I was finding were anywhere between $800 and $1,500, and the Yetters were north of $2 grand. And this one just happened to come up at a winter auction, not more than 15 minutes from home, and I went up there and I got that thing for 125 bucks. And the only thing wrong with it is the rock guard which is kind of typical of a rotary hoe. The rock guard's all fucked up, and ironically half the wheels on it are international. So yes, I have a John Deere rotary hoe. I have it because I picked it up dirt fucking cheap. So anyhow, I'm gonna get rolling on this, and we will do some talking at the end of the video. that's done. Sorry for just the 2 camera views. I was thinking very hard about putting this thing back on the toolbar, but I was just watching all the shit that rotary hoe was throwing up. I was like, that's a good way to mess a camera up, because I didn't have the hard case with me. I just had I got one that's just a clamp that wraps her. It's a GoPro mount, but it just basically a plastic clamp that encases the camera, but it's got all the holes in it for the buttons and everything. It doesn't actually cover anything. It's just a clamp, and that's what I was using so that you get better sound and shit out of it. God damn, this ground is hard. Like, there's spots where that hoe was just like sticking on top of the ground. But it partially did its job, so that's better than nothing. It made me, even if I didn't do a fucking thing, it made me feel better anyhow. And something needs to make me feel better about all this, because I got, holy shit, this is bad, guys. Well, like you can see right here, all it was doing was, the ground so hard it was just plunking it wherever the spike went. It just plunked a little chunk out and didn't actually penetrate. It's hard. As you already know from the video that I'm probably going to put up yet tonight, and you'll probably see this one possibly tomorrow, I lost the muck. It's all dead, every single square inch of it. So got everything, almost everything in the ground. Got all my my original ground planted, and then last Tuesday, it got dry enough to go out and ditch that muck, and then I planted it last Wednesday, knowing that there was rain coming. Well, they were talking, we were supposed to get an inch out of it, which, that's not bad. Oh, we got the inch out of it and then some. The rain started Wednesday night, went through Thursday, and that rain, depending on where you were at, we got anywhere between 2 and 2.5 out of it. Then it didn't rain Friday. It rained Friday night. Didn't rain Saturday. Rained Saturday night, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It didn't rain this Wednesday. And then it rained Thursday. It wasn't supposed to rain. This is Saturday. Yesterday was Friday. It wasn't supposed to rain yesterday. It was just supposed to be cloudy, and then it ended up raining on and off all day yesterday. It didn't rain today. Well, it hasn't rained yet today. It's going to rain this afternoon. It's going to rain tonight. We don't have any rain tomorrow, and then all next week we got rain. But up to this point, as of today, when I'm taking this video, we have, depending on where you were at, anywhere between 5.5 and 8 inches of water. And most of it came, it wasn't even like it was gentle showers. Most of it came hard, driving, pound the shit in. It's not good. Obviously, I've been out hoeing corn today, and normally that's something that you just never want to have to do, because that means you got issues. So we got the 20 acres of muck's gone. Almost every one of my fields has got corn in it. Has a bare spot as of right now. I've got beans that I don't know if they're ever going to come out of the ground. Got seed that just completely washed out. Anywhere there was a slight slope, washed out. There's water standing where there's never been water standing before. There's washouts where there's never been washouts before. It's just not good. I still got that 45 acres to get planted to beans, which in hindsight, I wish I'd have never went down and looked at that muck, because I was going to plant those beans last Wednesday instead of that muck, and that would have been out of the way, and I wish I'd have done that. So, and I was hoping to get those beans planted today, but it wasn't supposed to rain yesterday, and it ended up raining yesterday, so it never dried out. I got the white sitting over there right now. I gotta have Dad run me over there so I can move that back to the barn since it's supposed to rain again tonight. There ain't no sense in leaving it there. Well, we did a little bit of good anyhow, because that right there exposed some, that's corn plant. Exposed one there, exposed one there. Yeah, hoping it did a little bit of good. We'll see just how much good it did. It's probably gonna take at least another week before I know exactly how bad things are, because the corn's got to come out of the ground a little more and all the bare spots got to fill in. I got a bunch of beans that need hoed, but they're all hooked over underneath the ground, and when they get a hook in them like that, you can't hoe them because it'll pop them out of the ground and kill them. Or you'll either pop them out of the ground or you'll cut them in half, or basically once beans are germinated, you can't rotary hoe them because you plant beans shallow. In a hole, just hook them and get them, pop them right out of the ground, and then they're done after that. So as much as I don't want more rain, I really need this rain tonight to soften the ground up, and hopefully the beans will come through. I really hope. Otherwise we're gonna, I don't even know what to do anymore. This is so fucking depressing. We had the best planting weather we've seen that week and a half that everybody started planting around here. Some of the best planting conditions, and some of the best planting weather, and some of the best ground conditions, other than the fact that it was a little chilly, that we have seen in 3 years around here. And literally Wednesday night, within a matter of hours, everything was undone. It was all fucked. I mean, there's no till ground around here that's washed out. That's how much water we got. It's just fucking ridiculous. And most guys around here, there's been guys stopping over getting hoses and stuff from Dad since it's been raining. Everybody's been working on shit because there's nothing else to do. And everybody's average around here is only about half done, and the weather, there's only one sunny day in the 15-day forecast around here. This is fucking ridiculous. So, and I got seed. Luckily, the corn I buy is full treated, so I get free replant on it. So I got seed coming. It'll be here Tuesday to replant the muck. But if it keeps raining like this, I ain't gonna get back over it. It ain't gonna happen. You go down there right now, and half the field you still sink up to your fucking shins. I mean, it took better part of 10 days of no rain on that to get it dry enough to disc it. And then when I planted it, ideally it would have been nice to have another full day of drying before you planted it, but it didn't have that because there was rain coming. If I'd have known we were going to get 8 inches of fucking rain, I'd have never planted it to begin with. But I don't know, you win some, you lose some. You had to take a chance on it. Not 2020. Can we just skip this and go right to 2021? So, and right now my heart's not even in it anymore. I'm not even excited to finish planting because, you know, you got to turn around and do half of it over again now. Market prices right now, it barely made sense to do it the first time, and now you're looking at doing it a second time. It's like, Jesus. I don't know, guys and girls, everybody. Just, and I'm trying. I started looking at fields Thursday, I think, and actually I just told you the wrong timeline. I didn't get the muck planted this Wednesday. I got it planted. Yeah, I told you right, because I planted that muck 2 weeks. Yeah, we're good. Everything, I disregard what I just said. Everything I told you is right. It was not this past Wednesday. It was Wednesday before. I'm so off right now. But anyway, I started checking stuff this Wednesday, and because I was driving by fields and starting to see it coming out of the ground, so I figured it was enough to start looking around. I was so bummed out Wednesday. I just went home and I sat in a chair and stared at a blank TV for an hour because I didn't know what to do. And I'm trying not to get too worked up because, like I say, it's going to take about another week. The bare spots, from what I was finding, might fill themselves in, at least on the corn. The beans I'm still worried about. But I'm trying not to get too worked up for at least another week. Look at it in a week, then we'll be able to start making, other than the muck, I know that's done. It's done. You go out there, you find the kernels, you squeeze them, they pop. They're dead as a doornail. But let everything sit for a week, see how the bare spots fill in, see where we're at, and then start making replant decisions, because I was almost started doing it today, but I was going around yesterday, like I said earlier, and I spent like a half hour in each field going around different spots with my knife and popping the crust up and looking underneath it, and everything was germinated that I was finding. It just needed to get through the crust. And I just need to quit thinking about it for a minute and give it a little bit of time. Now, the worst part of all this is everything, all the like grass and shit that I had popped up and turned up from with the field cultivator running over my finishing path that would have normally died by now. All that rain pushed the clumps back down in the ground and everything took root again. So now not only do I have to finish planting my first round, possibly start planting my second round, I need to start thinking about spraying, because I got some fields that are green as that yard again. Normally you got about a month before you need to start thinking, normally at least I have about a month before I need to start thinking about spraying. I'm not going to get that this year. I need to, well, like that spot, that was all dying until that rain showed up. Now it's green back up. That's green back up. I got fields that are like that over the whole thing. This just took all the wind out of my sails. So hopefully I'm going to get the sprayer out tonight, or this afternoon, and bring it over here and go through it, because I'm going to go today and get some 2,4-D, because I was looking at the wheat yesterday. The wheat needs sprayed. So you'll see a little update on the wheat when I get done with that. I'm going to clean the sprayer out, and I'll probably just go buy some Roundup, because the only thing I've been finding in my field is grass so far. I haven't really seen any broadleafs. So get some Roundup, burn the grass down, and then make my second pass with my actual good 2-3 chemical. Actually, my beans are getting 3 and my corn's getting 4. I think different chemicals on it this year, which will be discussed at a later date. Make my actual pass. And I feel really bad for the guys that sprayed or burned down residual in it, because you get that much rain, you can kiss your residual goodbye. You got no weed control left off of that. Hell, most of the fertilizer we put in probably washed out of the ground by now. It's at least washed down. The corn's going to have to get up and get a root system before it finds it again. So, anyway, I guess that's a little bit of tractor action for today, and a little bit of an update as to where we're at. Like I say, I'm going to try to get the video of the planting the muck up tonight, so that you can at least see the 77 pulling the planter, although it was all for nothing. And you'll probably see this video tomorrow, and we're pretty much all caught back up as to where things are at now. So anyway, I guess that does it for this one. We'll catch you all on the next one.